Good morning, guys. Good morning. Once again, welcome to South Africa Lately, a channel that discusses South African trending news. We do, however, grab here and there from international news when it is trending enough to be brought here. Please do understand that I am not a politician. I do not have deep knowledge in politics. However, I am a South African citizen who's also a voter, and I do believe that my views count when it comes to political affairs of our gorgeous country that is currently, having bad things happening in. Yeah, guys. But before we enter into this, I just want to share my own 2 cents when it comes to racial divisions that we currently see in South Africa. We have always known that we have racial differences that we had in this country, but the current atmosphere that we see, according to me, it is something that is being engineered by the Trump's administration in that US, and it is up to us whether we allow it to mess up our country and be scattered, and we see nothing but race. Okay, guys, but contrary to what people have been saying was happening in the Northern Cape, they were saying the EFF marched in Orania. No, the EFF in the Northern Cape marched to the offices of the province's premier, demanding a review on the existence of Orania. The party says segments such as Orania have no place into a democratic South Africa. Our EFF Northern Cape, chairperson Shadrack Tlaule says the existence of another state within a state can never be acceptable. And the SABC carried that story, and they said the Northern Cape EFF says it may pursue court action if there is no response in its memorandum calling for the abolishment of a white Afrikaner enclave, Orania. The party describes Orania as a state within a state. SABC News reporter Ulrich Hendricks filed this. All right, guys, I just want to clarify what they did not march in Orania. Okay, guys. So with any other thing, even Orania is being supported by some black people. I want to share something with you, and then we continue with this. But in the meantime, if you have any comments that you have so far, please do share them here. Let us listen to this guy, and then I'm going to read what another black person has posted on X regarding Orania.
Whenever the ANC, they're running out of shit to say, they always bring Orania, 2,000 people living in a farm. How is Orania responsible for black lives? How is Orania responsible for black poverty in South Africa? There's massive land under Ingonyama Trust in Venda. There's Greenland, Free State, under the ANC. They are busy transplanting squatter camps from the rest of the continent to here in South Africa instead of utilizing the land productively. Is Orania responsible for fucking up the railway lands? Is Orania responsible for trillions of money stolen since 1994? Only a few elites in the ANC, Thabo Mbeki, Machozoma, Gordhan, Ramaphosa, the Guptas, Kgalema Motlanthe, Zanele Mbeki, Ramos, only them making money. Only them enjoying this democracy. And how is Orania responsible? Because whenever these bastards, they're running, short of things to say, they bring Orania as if Orania is the alpha and omega of our problems. It's the least of our problems, if it is a problem at all. For me, Orania is not a problem. I don't give a fuck, whether people chose to live separately. And I commend the people of Orania because they were smart. They can think, unlike you. Still voting the same bastards, making you poor. It's not Orania who implemented the Bill Gates fake pandemic, closing all industries. It is the ANC. The people of Orania, they're smart. And Orania is not responsible for black poverty. It's your people. It's yourself who vote these bastards over and over again.
Yep, that is Ike Kumaro. So let us see what Pumlani Matozi said. Leave Orania alone. It's just a small private Afrikaner community. All it must do is abide by South Africa's laws and pay taxes. That's all it must do. Leave it alone and focus on yourself and your community. what those Afrikaners doing on Orania has nothing to do with you. I beg to differ a bit, because now, you know, if they said you must have no criminal record, come to Orania and live there, and maybe you speak Afrikaans fluently, you must be Afrikaner. Do you understand what that means? It means there's a race that they want to see there. How does that differ from the place where we come from? How does that differ? Because that's the only problem that I have with Orania. Because you would say now, we have black communities. In those black communities, nobody said there must be no Afrikaner. We must be there. Anyway, and we have some Afrikaners, or maybe people that support Orania, posting, or some white people that now are happy with Donald Trump pushing propaganda. This one says, admin post: following years of white genocide in South Africa, the Boer built their own community, Orania, which is thriving and safe. Now the savages of the EFF are aiming to even destroy that. The world is watching. You cannot say Orania is safe. You cannot say, because even a few weeks ago, we had somebody being unalived by their husband and all that. In that Orania, we have had stories of sexual abuse in that Orania. So don't tell a small community like that. They are about like 2,000, 3,000, and they still have such things happening in there. So let me not waste much of your time. Please do listen to how Afrikaners, the Oranian people, are seeing their Orania and how they feel about the EFF actually pursuing the dismantling of Orania.
The Communist Party in South Africa, the economic freedom fighters, best known for kill the boer, kill the farmer, just handed a memorandum to the Premier of the Northern Cape in Kimberley. They begged the ANC Premier to review the status of Orania and included a long list of demands. Demands such as Orania must fall, whiteness must fall, and land must be expropriated without compensation. The mindset of the people of Orania is a bit different. We do not demand, much rather we focus all our efforts on constructing and building a future for our people. We do not demand solutions from political parties, we create solutions for our people. We created schools, we created a college, we created community services, and even electrical solutions for our people in times of load shedding. We create without denying others their right to existence. The EFF and MCKENZIE party seems like they are in a competition. Who can get the most attention from communities like Orania and Kleinfontein? It seems like their idea of being radical is that everything must be destroyed before anything can be built. The community of Orania then asks of the EFF, MK and others, what do we deny your voter base? If Orania falls, will your people have more job opportunities? Will they have more access to education or schooling? Are there any opportunities that we are currently denying you in constructing solutions in places like Orania? That is the question that we put out to the public and to the voters of the EFF. We also ask the voters of the EFF to demand solutions from your leaders. Ask them to create tangible solutions and put those on the table. In the meanwhile, Orania is not a political organization. Orania is not an organization that can be dissolved. Orania is a real community. Communities do not get dissolved. Orania will not fall. Orania will stand. We will stand for our values. We will stand for our principles. We will stand only for our faith and before God. And we will not fall. Orania will stand.
I'm afraid I do agree with Jimmy MANYI here. He says Orania, Kleinfontein and Eureka are unconstitutional apartheid enclaves. They must all be integrated into nearby municipalities. The CODESA or any other compromise deal with the ANC must meet the Chapter 1 constitutional master or be discarded. So that's how it feels to me. So if Orania is allowed to exist, we still have your Kleinfontein, we still have your Eureka, and we are currently seeing the campaign to get the Cape independence. So these many things that you see matter the most. These people play a very long game. I I must tell you now, the people who are behind Orania, your Fontaine, your Eureka, they play a very long game. They know where they're going. So don't think it is by mistake that we have the same kind of people pushing for Cape independence. The more they get, the grittier they become. And the propaganda machine that they love so much still continues. The Volksstad posted on X, I'm quoting Julius Malema, I am willing to condemn the unaliving of the people, but not of white people. You see, and they posted a very short clip which I'm about to share with you. And I'll be back with another video clip so that you get the full context of what Julius Malema said.
I'm willing to condemn murder, more than willing, but not of white people. I'm not going to play in the hands of white supremacists.
As I am talking to you, that post is right on X, and you know, the pro-Trump people will take that video clip and the video goes to America. You know the story, the lies, all the lies, because that is just pure lies. This is why we are not going to get anywhere as South Africans to unite beyond race, because of the lies that are being pushed by certain individuals. And please do understand that not every white person supports Orania, your Eureka, your Fontaine. No, There are those who are against such things. Even the Cape independence, there are those who don't want to see that thing happening. So I just want to share with you the full context of what Julius Malema said.
I'm willing to condemn murder, not of white people. Because you keep on emphasizing white people. That's racism and that's white supremacy. That's white supremacy. It's a very offensive question you're asking me. I've just given you an example of women and children who are being killed in this country. I'm willing to condemn murder, more than willing, but not of white people. I'm not going to play in the hands of white supremacists.
Are you willing to condemn the murder of children?
Yes.
And the murder of women?
Yes.
And the murder of Indian people?
No, the murder of our people. It must not be racially classified. But when it comes to women, those people have suffered a serious oppression, a triple oppression, as isolated community, and war declared on them. They've suffered as black women, they suffered as women, they suffered as a working class. We have to elevate them, and we have to bring to light that women are being abused and killed. That cannot be compared with white people who are in power.
So, if someone said they condemn the killing of black people, do you follow what they're saying?
Well, why should you do that? We condemn the killing of people, in particular women and children.
But not in particularly racial groups.
Don't involve me in your racist politics. I'm not part of that. I don't do race politics of wanting to say, no, this race is superior. If he is killed, one person killed in that race is an equivalent of 100 killed in the other race.
No such thing as in
That's what you're doing?
If a black person or white person killed, one on each side, you say that it's equally bad.
Come again?
If one black person and one white person were killed, is that equally bad?
It's very bad. Murder is wrong.
They're equally bad.
They're equally bad. It's murder.
Yes.
It must be treated as such. We've seen you marching here for farm murders and all of that. You have never marched for killing of women. You have never marched for a murder that occurs in the townships there. Because yours is race. It's not murder, it's not crime. You are pursuing racist politics.
When you say you, just
I told you when I say you, I mean your client.
yes. Now,
to put her
province that should not be allowed to continue. The EFF claims Orania's existence is against the Constitution and demands various investigations and reviews against Orania.
We must respect the law of this country. So we will go to different courts of this country and demand this matter be taken into consideration. It must be heard in court if that's the push. But we don't want to go that route yet. We are saying let there be political engagement. Let there be a political decision.
The Freedom Front Plus say they will welcome any investigation into Orania, as it will prove the Volksstaat operates without public funding.
A community is not something that you dissolve or that you stop being by a decree or something. You can do that with an organization. You can outlaw an organization, but a community is just there. And it's not really possible to dissolve it by legislation or by decree or whatever. So we could traverse a road of confrontation, or we could see how we complement each other in a post-apartheid South Africa. I could also say a post-colonial Africa, and what role Afrikaners and especially Orania has to play in that, because I think that is what's important.
The EFF has given the provincial government 30 days to comply with their demands.
Premier will work through the memorandum, and then we are going to give them the responses as they requested in 30 days. At this point in time, I think the best thing for us to do now is to make sure we start and give them the right information. I cannot now off the cuff say we are going to do this or that, because you must remember that we are in a constitutional democracy here. So there are rights and there are privileges that we must protect in the constitution.
The ANC in the province is currently in a coalition with the FF Plus, after it failed to get an outright majority in last year's elections. Part of that deal was that the provincial government will reposition Orania. Ulrich Hendricks, SABC News, Kimberley, Northern Cape.
Okay guys, whatever your views are, kindly share them in the comment section, and I'll be looking forward to reading those. Whatever your views are, please do share them. I want to read those. It's so nice when I read. Sometimes I don't get to respond like that in the manner in which I would like to, but I really don't like that Orania, because it looks like the more they get, the more they want. That's the only thing. And the second one is that it focuses on race more than anything. Somebody might argue and say, but you have your villages. No one said there mustn't be Afrikaners in our villages. We don't have things like that. We don't have conditions like that. If you want to go live in the village, go. If you want to live in the township, you can go and stay there. So this to say, when they say don't have a criminal record, I like that. Maybe speak Afrikaans because they want to preserve their languages and all of that. It's good. But when it says now, you must be Afrikaner, it's like now they are missing the good old days that they so loved, the apartheid era and all of that. And we still have Eureka, we still have Kleinfontein, and we have those who are pushing for Cape independence. How much more of such things are we supposed to have and not condemn such things? How much more? how much more? Anyway, okay, guys, if you watched up to here, thank you for watching my videos. I'll be seeing you in my next upload.